Okay, guys, this next topic is one of my absolute favorite, and I think you're going to love it too. This is something that you can use not just with the children, but you can use this as a tool to help you in your family life, in your with your home, with whoever it is that you come into contact with. And this topic for this session is the five love languages. Guys, it is possible that you have expressed your love to someone, and that individual was not sure that you love them at all. This is possible because you may speak different love languages. The five love languages are really simple. They are these. Number one is human touch. Number two is positive affirmation. Number three is quality time. Number four is gifts. And the fifth love language is acts of service. So when we talk about the first one, human touch, many children speak this language. It requires non-threatening, affirming, positive touch. Now, for these kids, if you don't touch them, they don't believe you love them. If this child's primary love language is human touch, physical discipline is incredibly devastating. So again, this is not something you can just use at the school, but you could also use this at home. So whenever you have a child who loves to come and hug you and touch you and always wants to be up under you, they may speak human touch as their primary love language. Well, we've got to allow that. We've got to welcome that, and we've got to touch those kids back in a positive way. A pat on the head, a rub on the shoulder, a high five, any kind of touch helps these kids out, makes them feel connected with you, like you love them. Now, this is very important to understand. Physical discipline is absolutely not acceptable here. It will not be tolerated, and it will cause immediate termination. So any kind of physical discipline. So if a kid speaks human touch, yes, we're saying physical discipline is incredibly devastating for this child, but they should never know that here. Okay, so physical discipline is not allowed here, but human touch is very, very important. And this is really important too when it comes down to people in life. You may have a significant other and they may say, look, I give you the world, I give you all kinds of stuff. Well, they're giving you gifts, they're giving you stuff, but you say, yeah, but you don't hold my hand when we go out. Yeah, but you don't hold me in your arms when we sit down on the couch together, or whatever the case may be. You may speak human touch, they may speak gifts. Okay, you got to know these love languages. So when it comes down to the kids, this is very important. Now, when it comes to the second love language is positive affirmation. This love language is often ignored more as we become familiar with an individual or their skill. So you remember back when you first got in a dating relationship and it was like, everything that you did was just ooh la la for that other person. Oh, girl, you smell so good. You look so good. You're beautiful. Oh, I love spending time with you. And then 6 months down the road, it's like, do you have to breathe like that? Quit talking so much. These are the things that happen. Those positive affirmations come easy and flow easy when we're first getting to know somebody. But after we've known them for a while, it's easy to allow those positive affirmations to fall. Okay. Well, this happens with the kids too. A lot of times when they first come in, we're excited about them. Oh, I love you this, I love you that. That's awesome. Da 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 da. But children need more positive affirmation at an early age because they're still identifying who they believe they are and who they believe they will be. So if we stop telling them that they're great and we stop telling them that they're beautiful and we stop telling them that they're smart, guess what? They start to just accept, well, maybe I'm not so great. Maybe I'm not so beautiful. Maybe I'm not so smart. Okay. To this child, a destructive criticism or a demeaning word is absolutely crushing. So you got to be mindful that to this kid, those positive affirmations, they mean the world. And if you don't give that kid that positivity, then this kid feels like, look, I don't believe you love me. Okay. All positive affirmations don't have to be verbal also. Okay. Sometimes a positive affirmation is just a wink. It's a nod. It's a smile. All right. Your positive affirmation to them lets them know you're doing a good job. Great work. A thumbs up. That's positive affirmation. That's letting you know I like what you're doing right now. Okay. Now, the third love language which is my personal quality time. This love language is one that is often overlooked in homes and in schools, okay? Because parents often feel that they're too busy in this day and time. Like I remember my mom used to help me with my homework, even though she was cooking dinner, and I still had time to play with my friends. Well, I don't know what's happening these days and times, but we don't feel like we have that kind of time in the household anymore. So we slap a cell phone or a tablet in front of our kids and we just let them spend their evenings with that device. Okay. But to these children, quality time is very important. Okay. Teachers often feel like they have too many kids. Well, I'm in the room with 15, 20 kids, LeBron. How can you expect me to spend quality time with all of them? Well, throughout the day, as you're interacting, have a conversation with that one kid, a short 2-minute conversation. How was your weekend? What did you do this weekend? Oh man, who bought you that those shoes? Oh, who did your hair? Whatever those things are, that's conversation, and to them, that's quality time. And we want to make sure that we're expressing and giving as much quality time as we can to each of these children individually. Okay. Engage in these conversations as often as possible. You have 10 hours every day that you work here. Okay. We work 10 hours a day. How many conversations could you have in 10 hours? When it's lunchtime, how about you sit down with the children at a table and you engage in conversation with the children at that table at lunchtime? Okay. Guys, all day we're here with the kids, quality time, engage in these short conversations with them. Okay. Some people speak gifts as a primary love language, especially adults. Okay. Most don't realize that this can actually be a primary love language for some individuals. The size and the value of the gift is not the focus for these individuals. If they speak gifts as a love language, these individuals will make a big deal about all the gifts they receive and cherish the items that they've been given. You ever know somebody who just holds on to all these little trinkets and the cards and we got movie tickets and they keep all this stuff in a little treasure box or whatever the case may be? They may speak gifts as a love language. And when it comes down to our kids, if our kids speak gifts as a love language, these are kids that constantly try to give you things. It may be out on the playground, they come give you a daisy, or it may be a weed, some weed out of the ground, and they come give it to you. They want you to accept that as a token of their love. So if you see a kid speaks that language, then you can give them something. Let me point this out too. It doesn't even have to be real. You may be in a PlayStation with the kids, and you say, "I have something for you," and you're just making something up. You say, "Here, I have a gift for you," and when you give that gift to that child, they light up like a Christmas tree. That right there is a child that speaks gifts. Make sure that you try to find a way to give gifts to this child. Okay, even if a lot of times we get an easy one, it's the take-home snack. That's like a gift. Boom. Give that child a gift. Make it special. I got your snack for you. I know that sounds crazy, but this is gifts to some children. Okay. Keeping in mind that taking away a gift as a punishment may devastate this child. So if you gave a child a gift or a prize or whatever the case is, find another way to uh, undo what they did. Because if they got a gift because they did something good and then you take that gift away, man, that can be devastating. Okay, what we'd rather you do is find another form of correction. And we'll talk more about the behavioral strategies here in just a little bit. Okay, the final love language is that of acts of service. Okay, this is also overlooked often in the area of expression of love. Let me get that for you means a lot for this child. Okay. This individual also enjoys doing things for those that they love. So this child may come to you and say, "Hey, can I help you with this? Can I help do that?" They want to be the teacher's pet. This child may speak acts of service. It doesn't mean you got to give in to that all the time, but sometimes we got to let that kid help us. Okay. Sometimes we got to let that kid be the aide or be the teacher's pet, if you will. Okay. So that's a big deal. For the adult that speaks acts of service, this person is the person who, it doesn't mean anything that you bought me these gifts. It doesn't mean anything that you hold me when we're sitting on the couch. But boy, you actually tied my shoes for me. You know, instead of me bending down to do it, you bent down to tie my shoes. Oh my gosh, that means so much. I normally wash the dishes, but you wash the dishes for me. Oh my gosh, that means so much. Okay. So acts of service is a real love language. Don't overlook it. Okay. So again, the 5 love languages, keep them in mind all the time. Try to express them to your children. Human touch, positive affirmation, quality time, gifts, and acts of service. I promise you, it'll make your children love you so much and it'll make your day go by so much faster.